It took only a matter of minutes before pilots and flight attendants made the announcement over the PA. A federal judge in Florida has struck down President Biden's mask mandate, and passengers were free to rip off their masks and take a nice deep breath of that fresh, shared cabin air. Here's what it looked like on one JetBlue flight as the pilot got on the mic.
I've been going up and down this coast to South Florida to New York for about 35 years. Worked through the blackout, 9/11, all the snowstorms, crazy stuff, and it's kind of a crazy world. We just got an announcement a few minutes ago. Some of you may have seen the press release today that a judge overturned the mask mandate. My company announces at this moment, if you choose to, you may remove your mask.
So we heard a couple of them. They certainly seem to be happy about that. But can we please be frank? Air travel is no picnic. And while it's been tough on the airlines, I get it, it has been really tough on the passengers too. So WalletHub.com just released the best and the worst U.S. airlines of 2022. And here to break it down is Jill Gonzalez. She's a financial analyst with WalletHub.com. I am so glad that you did this because I get it. It's been hard for them. But man, I have not liked being on a plane in the last 2 years either. So is this mask mandate going to make any difference, first of all, before I get to the list, about the violence on the plane? Like, is violence with us to stay, or is this going to clear up the violence problem?
Well, I mean, that's, I think, something that we've learned is there's no pleasing everyone, but this was the bulk of it. I mean, in the last year, 2021 saw record numbers of unruly airline passenger reports. Over 70% of them had to do with the mask mandate. So hopefully this will clear up a lot of that. But of course, a mask is not a crowded, or a plane is not a crowded bar. You can't get off of it if you do want to put a mask on or if you are concerned about health. So we will see.
Yeah, well, hopefully there'll be a 70% decline, but you're right. We'll see. Okay, so let's get to your business. You compared 9 of the largest U.S. airlines and 2 regional carriers, and you used 16 different metrics. And I want to put up on the screen what some of the metrics were, because I think they're the things that we're looking for always in a good flight. Cancellation rates, delays, baggage mishaps, that drives me bananas, in-flight comfort, and cost versus in-flight amenities. So I would do a drum roll if I could, but I can't, and it sounds terrible. But who came in first?
First this year is Delta. They actually beat out United, which was last year's winner. And they did that for a number of reasons. First of all, they're just reliable. They had the least number of cancellations, delays, denied boardings. So all of that is a big deal. They're also one of the most pet-friendly carriers, which has been more and more of a consumer concern. And then lastly, great comfort. So more legroom, better in-flight entertainment options. So all of those things are why Delta is number 1.
Okay, and I'm going to ask the controller to put that picture back up. I love our graphics department, how they did the, the whole schedule that you see at the airport, and they put the I like it. It was creative. So Delta's number 1, you can see. Hawaiian number 2, Alaska number 3, Envoy number 4, Spirit number 5, SkyWest number 6, United number 7, Frontier number 8, JetBlue number 9, American clocking in at 10, and Southwest is at the bottom of the heap. Why? What happened to Southwest?
So with Southwest, it is known as more of a budget carrier, and there is this sense of you get what you pay for. So Southwest, especially when it comes to safety, is a little bit of a concern. Forget comfort and things like that. But safety itself, right now, Southwest has one of the oldest fleets in the country. The average fleet age is around 15 years. Delta is around half of that, for instance. And because of that, or at least related to that, there are more aviation accidents and more fatal injuries. This is going back about a decade or so.
Okay, another thing I liked was the comfort. One of the metrics that you used was comfort, and JetBlue leads in the in-flight experience. So free amenities like Wi-Fi, extra leg room, the complimentary snacks, and the beverages. So who was the worst in that?
When it comes to comfort, that's, again, Southwest. I think a lot of people were surprised that it wasn't Spirit, But Spirit actually has gotten better. It seems that they've been listening to consumers when they do complain. Their comfort levels have increased. It seems that Southwest has decreased. So another reason why they are bottom overall.
And then Frontier came in with a 0 in comfort as well, Frontier Airlines.
Exactly. So where it seems that Spirit and Frontier were kind of neck and neck for a long time when it comes to budget carriers, Spirit really has been listening. Whereas Frontier is saying, nope, this is what you get. This is what you're paying for. We're keeping leg room to a minimum. A lot of times you can't even get your bag on there or fit your bag overhead. And then, of course, you have to pay for that as well.
You got to pay for everything these days. It drives me bananas. Okay, I'm just going to make a mention of this because I have to wrap it up, but not before, because pets are a big deal to me. And for safety of pets, you've got Delta Airlines, SkyWest, and Envoy Air as the best, most pet-friendly airlines with no incidents reported. So I always like people to know that. I'll repeat it. If you've got a little sweetie pie, Delta, SkyWest, and Envoy are the most pet-friendly. Jill, thanks for doing that list, and thanks for joining us to talk to us about it. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Happy travels.
Happy travels to you, too. Jill Gonzalez joining us from WalletHub.com. Okay, coming up. Move over, Smokey and the Bandit, because Rally Sally is coming up on your tail. The changing face of American truckers and what the ladies have done with the place. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.